This one's about the mushroom murders, and we're going strictly off the Netflix documentary because we haven't seen any other media. Like, there's lots of stuff out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like series and podcasts and all kinds of stuff about it.
Yeah.
News reports, and all we've seen really is the Netflix documentary. That's what we're going off. If there are a few facts that you don't really know about, they may have crept in from like the one or two things that we have seen or read since the documentary, but this is mainly off the documentary. So there may be some things that we don't know, if you know what I mean, but the documentary covered quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I heard of this story when it came out.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this, but you knew about it. We should do a spoiler alert. So anybody who's doesn't know about the mushroom murders, this is your spoiler alert. Like Netflix as well, spoiler alert, guys. So if you've not seen the documentary on there about the mushroom murders, that's your spoiler alert done. Go and watch it and then come back. Okay, so what were we going to say?
Yeah, but I thought it was like a crazy story back then, but I didn't really watch it. I didn't really like
Go into
research into it. I didn't really find out what happened, the verdict or anything. So yeah, I was excited to watch this one.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't know a single thing about it. You were saying to me, like, didn't
Because
you know?
there isn't one as well like this. Do you know what I mean? Mushroom murder
There's not a murder like this.
in recent years that I know of.
Okay. And you're a mushroom person, so you should know about these things.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a mushroom fanatic.
What's your favourite mushroom?
I don't even know the English name of it.
Okay, that's fine. So, okay, what's your favourite name?
I don't
What's
even
your
know
favourite
the name
mushroom?
of
Which
it.
do you know the English name of?
I like these wild mushrooms that you find like in the hills, mountains of China.
Risky business. That is like, couldn't they be poisonous? Like
Well,
wild
they-
mushrooms.
Well, they forage it enough. Like they've been eating it for like so many hundreds of thousands
So
of
it's
years,
safe.
so we know it's safe.
Is abalone a mushroom?
No,
Oh,
no, that's like ocean, seafood considered.
not a sea mushroom.
No,
There are sea mushrooms, aren't there?
yeah,
Right, we should go out and talk about the actual thing now. Okay, but yeah, you're a mushroom person, so really this was like proper like two birds, one stone. This thing for you.
yeah, up my street. This one.
Right, let's cover a quick timeline of events.
Go
Quick
on.
timeline, just very basic, guys. What happened was this guy divorced a woman. This is very basic, guys, just quick, then we'll get into details. Guy divorced a woman, but they were still on good terms and stuff. And then at some point, basically his family goes for a meal. He was invited over for the meal too. He rejected. They go for a meal, and then after they leave the meal, they all get violently sick, like proper comas, organ failure and stuff. But the main woman who did it all, Erin is her name, she's fine. So there's alarm bells straight away and stuff. People are suspecting her, like classic murder mystery, poison situation. Did you poison them because you're fine and they're not? And that's the story. All right, that's basically what happened. So now we will go into some details and stuff. What was interesting was what you were saying when you were like, surely you'd think that people are going to come after you for doing this. Everyone at a meal gets sick. Everyone at a meal gets half of them, well, most of them, dead. Yeah? You'd think that the authorities are going to come straight for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we were told that she was very intelligent,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So yeah, your point on that was interesting.
No, my point was, yes, my point was, it was not until day 5 where she got rid of the dehydrator. She used the dehydrator to dehydrate her mushrooms, her wild mushrooms that she apparently foraged for the use of making this beef Wellington for this lunch that she made for her guests. But why would she get rid of it on day 5?
Yeah.
Was my question.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're clever and if you knew that the police are going to come after you.
like if she did plan this murder,
Yeah.
like why would you get rid of it on the day 5? Was it just, just sheer panic?
Yeah.
Was she innocent? Like why would, like, do
I
you know what I
get you.
mean? Like,
Like,
that doesn't really make sense. That's the only bit really that
Makes her
doesn't
look innocent.
click. It doesn't click into place. Like I don't understand that bit.
Like, that makes her look innocent, you're saying?
Yeah, that's the only bit that I think, but that doesn't make sense. Otherwise, I do feel she's pretty guilty from the other factors.
Do you know what I think? So basically, guys, what happened is, in terms of the dehydrator detail, apparently the situation is that she got these mushrooms that are poisonous. She put them in the food, and that's how she poisoned the people at the meal. Now, apparently, to cook it or whatever, one of the steps is to dehydrate the mushrooms. Is that what you do to make them cookable? Why should you dehydrate them?
No. Normally, for normal beef Wellington, you don't need wild mushrooms. You don't need to forage your own
mushrooms. If you got
mushrooms in general, just fresh mushrooms, you don't need to. You don't need to dehydrate them.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what the crack was. Why she was
normal.
Why was she even dehydrating them then? Like, do you know what I mean?
Because she used like wild mushrooms.
All right. Anyway, she dehydrates them, guys. Puts them in the food. And
maybe it was a taste thing. I don't know what they taste like, these poisonous ones, but
yeah,
I don't know. But she obviously did the research.
So for some reason, she dehydrates some guys, puts them in the food. People get poisoned and stuff, and then 5 days later, 5 days after this whole situation, when these people are like in critical care or passing away, and she's living her normal life in a way, basically, that's when she gets rid of the dehydrator.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is weird. Like, part of me thinks that the paranoia got to her.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, I think she thought that dehydrator may not have much evidence in it. And so I think that she thought, I'll just get away with that. Like, the police, me having that might make me look innocent. But then she got paranoid, I think, and that's why she lobbed it.
No, but she's smarter than that, though.
Explain.
Like, you wouldn't commit, murder. You wouldn't plan all this. You wouldn't plan your actual lunch menu. Beef Wellington, mushrooms, poisonous ones. Go out here to get them, a specific location to get these poisonous ones, and then forget to throw your dehydrator out.
I don't know. The thing is, if she's smarter than that, just like you're saying, 5 days is too long to not get rid of it. 5 days is too long if you are smarter than that.
That's what I mean. That point just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that one is weird. Her claim in the story is that I got rid of it because basically
she panicked.
Her ex. So it was her ex's family who was at the meal, right? And that's who she poisoned. Her ex's family. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who've got exes who they will probably like to poison. Don't do it. Or they're probably their exes' families who they would like to also poison. Again, don't do it. But this is a story here, right? And so it's the ex's family. Now, apparently what happened was the ex, Simon, contacted her and said...
Asked her.
Yeah. Did you use that dehydrator to poison my family?
Yeah.
My parents. And that's apparently what made it click in her that, oh my God, I'm gonna be enemy number one, suspect number one. I better get rid of that dehydrator.
Yeah, no, I think that's BS. Because he then said he apparently didn't say that.
Yeah.
He didn't ask her that.
Like, really, honestly, that's a weird question to ask as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's just her, like, fibbing from, like, the whole, that's all BS, that.
So that's a lie question, which was like another lie question, which was what the doctor said. So basically, I'll just give you this. So when the people have gone from the meal, and then it's been about 24 hours, and they're now vomiting profusely and all this lot, they're falling to pieces, they go into ICU, right? And they're told about a meal, they're told about Erin who cooked the meal, and the doctor rings her and says, Erin, where did you get... Erin, there's a high risk here that these are deadly mushrooms. Death cap mushrooms. And I need to know where you got the mushrooms from. That was what he said to her. That was the question. Now, she in court said, no, that wasn't the question. He asked me where I got the ingredients for the meal from. And so I said, Woolworths. So she was giving the general answer of where she generally got the ingredients, as opposed to specifics, which was what the doctor was asking for. I just want to know about the mushrooms. Do you know what I mean? I just want to know about the deadly bit. The doctor doesn't care about where you got the pastry from
Yeah.
or like the beef or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was another situation, another question where she twisted the question into like a lie.
Yeah. I think she was really good at answering the questions in a way where like she kind of manipulated it. She came out with a lot of lies, I think.
Yeah.
Lies covering lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was just, there was just too many questions, too many holes in it.
There were.
And like, I'm just gonna have to put it down as like there was just too much to worry about, and she was panicking, and she had to get her story right, and she just forgot about the dehydrator.
Yeah. I think she underestimated like
how quick it would go.
Well, not
with
that
the police and everything.
The legal process. I think she
Yeah.
underestimated how thorough the legal process would be. I think she underestimated how good the lawyers and the court people would be. The prosecution.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like she underestimated that because they actually went into detail. They asked like very pointed questions.
Yeah.
And I don't think she was prepared for that. We
Yeah.
should give some more detail on this. And this is like, apparently she was extremely intelligent. Like she went through education, like through like almost like a fast tracked route, or she went to like a really good school. She did really
Yeah.
well. She basically took the route of like people who end up as like surgeons and like top level lawyers and stuff. That's the route that she took. So she was very clever. Apparently that was like one of the reasons why she was in air traffic control, which is apparently extremely tough.
Yeah.
But she had like weird traits, like she would snap at work.
A bit snappy.
Yeah, allegedly. And she would then somehow, for some reason, start leaving work early. So she started doing strange things like that. But we should also cover that she had a lot of money.
She inherited lots of money. Yeah.
She inherited a lot of money. A lot of money. About $2 million.
Can't remember.
Yeah, as far as we saw somewhere. Don't know how reliable it is. About $2 million. She had a portfolio of properties. So she had a lot of properties. This part of the information is kind of like from outside of the documentary, this little detail. So she had a lot of cash. I don't know, you know, like, just, how does that play into this? You know, does that make, I don't know, I just feel like that has got something to do with this. You guys in the comments, tell me what you think. What do you think her having a load of money, how that relates to this story? Because I feel like that fits in somewhere and it's just not talked about enough. That's what I think.
You. Well, her and the ex-husband apparently had they had a nice relationship. Like they were divorced, but they were still on friendly terms.
Yeah.
They would holiday together.
Yeah.
And so she was, you know, she was also friendly with the in-laws, the mother and father-in-law, and it came across like they were really supportive of Erin. And Erin herself didn't have I don't think she had family around.
Yeah.
So we found out afterwards, didn't we, that her parents have passed away.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like alone.
So her
she needed her.
Well, her grandmother left a lot of the money, so that's where the vast majority of money came from.
Yeah.
Her parents passed away. She had a sister as well.
Yeah.
But they didn't get on. So then.
That she doesn't get on with the sister.
Correct. So that left her alone.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
So so she relied on much of her in-laws or ex-in-laws support. So that was her like support system, and we found out that she had loaned her ex-husband's siblings money, like interest-free loans, for them to buy properties.
Yeah, loaned them hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands to like buy properties.
Which is a very like, you know, generous thing
very
to do,
generous,
isn't it?
Yeah.
For like for your ex's siblings even.
Do you think that she resented that or something? Do you think something like grew in her where she just got like sour over it?
I don't know. She didn't.
Because it is really strange to go from that generosity to like,
Yeah, that's what the lawyers were saying. Like this, her lawyers, her legal team was saying that there's no motive.
see, they're saying that's no motive, but I just want to make this point, right? Because
So it's just not adding up, is it?
it's
very
not adding up.
strange.
But here's the thing: I'm convinced that I heard in that documentary that there was something to do with custody. There was something to do with either custody of the kids, or she wasn't getting enough support money from Simon. Something weird like that, right? And apparently this meal was all part of that thing.
Yeah.
But part of this whole custody conversation, money conversation. That's what this meal was.
Yeah,
And
it's very
so
messy.
that's why Simon's parents were there. And then, of course, there was like, it was Simon's auntie and uncle, basically, who were also there. Kind of extended, really. Simon himself was also invited. So it was going to be this, like, potentially tense conversation. So it's a bit weird. But then that makes sense as to why there would be motive to, like, do something dramatic at this conversation, at this meal at the same time, you know? But it was weird how the documentary kind of alluded to motive at the start,
Yeah,
but then by the end of the documentary, this guy was saying that there was no motive. That was
Yeah.
really strange. And
it was very confusing, that documentary. It
We'll
was
talk about the
not
documentary.
It's not well put
Yeah.
together
We'll-
at all.
We'll cover that in just a sec. I've just got to say something here, and that is Simon was also invited to the meal, but Simon rejected. Right? Simon rejected, and then Erin texted him back and said, "Oh no, I'm really upset that you're not coming. I've spent a really long time making this meal, getting this meal together. I'm making, what were they called again?
Beef Wellingtons.
I'm making beef Wellingtons, and I've put a lot of effort into this, and it's taken me all week, and I've spent a small fortune, all this lot. I'd really like it if you can come. I'm really upset over this." And he was like, "No."
So I just checked the info. So in the exchanges, the message exchanges between Simon and Erin. So there were arguments. It involved two issues: the financial future of their children and how one of their children was going.
Going?
I don't know. It just stops there. So they were talking about. Simon said he believed this exchange in December 2022 occurred before child support authorities calculated that he only had to pay Patterson $38 a month, an amount he agreed was inadequate. Patterson contacted Simon's parents about the financial issue and made comments in another group chat. He agreed with Mandy that it had clearly become emotive, and both of them were frustrated and wanted to resolve it.
Okay.
So there were
Tensions,
yeah,
issues.
with I remember that. I think that was in the first episode, about $38.
Yeah, $38. So yeah, and she really wanted him at the meal, and he was like, no, and she was upset, so she was kind of forcing him to be there, so he may well have been another victim of it. We'll quickly here cover our thoughts on the documentary. It, like you've just said a minute ago, it wasn't well made, was it?
No,
Like,
not at all.
I don't know what you guys thought of it, but we
Random cuts.
random cuts, yeah. Disoriented, it's just disorienting. Like,
Yeah, fillers.
yeah, filler, no context. Like at one point, it goes in and it gives you the layout of the courtroom. You walk into the courtroom, and then the jury's in front of you, and then to the right is this person, and it's giving you their name and title. Next person, name and title, and I'm like, okay, it's telling us because this is going to be relevant, but then no relevance, it's gone. So I learnt about the courtroom and its layout for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And then at one point, it cut to like really early in the relationship at some point, and then it gives us that bit, and then it disappears. The intro of the documentary happens, and it just goes somewhere else. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's just shown us that bit for like no reason. It couldn't have expanded on that. That documentary should have just been linear. Just make it linear. No cutting back and forward, and just cut out the filler and just make it linear. Like episode 2 of that documentary was just basically filler, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
There would have been a couple of details here and there that was useful about filler.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, documentary was not well put together. Really strangely edited. And it was an attempt at being too cool and too interesting, and it just failed. Yeah.
It just seems like a little bit like, I don't know if it is because of $38 or whatever. It just seems so petty, like especially when we know like she's got money, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's right, like, and he shouldn't pay for any child support, but would that be the reason to kill 4 people though? Like, what did the the Wilkinsons
Ian
have to do with it?
With it, may well be a case of wrong
Like-
place, wrong time. You're part of the family. I'm going to get you too. But like, no, you're right. Unfortunately, the thing is, with some people, unfortunately, some things can go through the mind and just
Something's just can be no for
the smallest thing can go through the mind like nothing, like
Yeah.
silk. The next thing can be just as small and go through like barbed wire and just rip the mind to shreds and just get stuck on it and be scarred.
So she made this beef Wellington, and so normally when you make a beef Wellington, like you put the beef fillet or ribeye joints in the middle, you wrap it with the mushroom, then you put the pastry on, you egg wash it, and it's usually just one big joint, right? Then you shove it in the oven, you cook it, and then take it out, and then you cut it into slices for your guests. So she made it not that way, which is what most recipes like tell you to do. So she made it individually.
In fact, her recipe that she used even told her
Yeah.
to do it the normal way.
Yeah.
But she didn't do it that normal way.
No. And we know that's because she was trying to measure out precisely, each portion accurately, like with the mushrooms.
Yeah, the right
So
amount of poisons per portion.
per person, and also like she'll know what's hers and what's theirs, kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
So she, instead of like cutting it out one big joint, so she made the individual pasties, so it come covered, and then she puts them on these plates, and she had a different colour plate apparently. But then where were these 3 dark grey plates which Ian, the survivor, Ian Wilkinson, the survivor, said that himself, his wife, and the 2 in-laws had dark grey plates,
Dark
right?
grey plates, and hers
4
was
dark
like
grey
a reddish
plates.
one or something.
And hers was like an orange coloured plate.
Yeah.
But when the police were checking her kitchen, there weren't these grey plates, so that was a fail. But who knows? She could have like destroyed them already.
I mean, you would, wouldn't you? I mean, that was really weird because the documentary went down the road of Ian will lose credibility if the police can't find these plates. And I'm like, no, just because the police can't find the plates doesn't mean it never happened. I mean, she had ages to throw the plates away.
But also, like,
So he's
she
still
threw
credible.
the plates away. She remembered to throw the plates away, but she didn't throw the dehydrator away.
Innit? I know, innit? I think it's about trace evidence.
I mean, why do you even need to throw away the 4 grey plates?
Well, because that might point to the scene, innit? If Ian's going out there and saying that, look, mate, we had the same colour plates, and then she's got the same colour plates.
God.
It is weird because it's kind of like
It doesn't-
my word against yours, really.
Yeah.
I mean, plates are plates, and he could just be saying
I mean,
this.
there was other like really strange things there anyway that happened. That was just like one of the odd things in that lunch, like the different coloured plates. And then like she said that she served her children the beef Wellington, but just scraped the mushrooms off.
Yeah, days later. Yeah, I know.
Like the mushroom, the poison, the toxic stuff would have been infused into the meat and into the pastry itself with all that moisture. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, like they would be in hospital too.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it tells me that she didn't feed that to her kids.
No,
I don't know why she told us
I
to
don't
lie to
think
people.
I don't think she fed it to herself. I don't think she had it the same lunch. Like all of them were either dead or nearly died. I mean, Wilkinson, Ian, the survivor, was in a coma for how long?
He was in the
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks coma. So it's a miracle that he survived that.
Yeah, I believe it was a medically induced coma.
Yeah, he had a
But,
liver
like,
transplant,
Liver transplant, yeah.
and she went to hospital and walked out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She discharged herself.
Yeah,
So I do not believe she had the same lunch.
this is it.
And then her argument was that
Yeah.
she had lots of cake because one of the guests brought lemon cake or something over. And she had a slice of cake, then she had more, and then she ended up finishing the damn cake. And then she felt so sick that she vomited it all out, including the beef Wellington, and that's how she wasn't poisoned and she was fine.
Yeah. Now, it goes a bit deeper than that because it wasn't necessarily just that she felt sick from eating all that cake. It was more that she felt disgusted in herself because she was going through like mental/weight situation.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like twofold what had happened there. And her saying that basically
Pulling
fought,
on heartstrings.
yeah, and it fought the case for that, her saying that, yeah, I've got an issue with my weight and it's mentally linked, and yeah, pulling on heartstrings, and just trying to like justify, just trying to put this stuff together. That was a massive like epic fail on her part,
Yeah.
where she was like, I was going to go for gastric
Yeah.
like surgery or something
The thing is, like,
at a place that doesn't do it.
yeah, that all could have been true, and like, you know, like she probably did have the jurors on her side when she came out with that story.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Maybe she does have, you know, mental health issues with
Yeah.
like body and image and stuff, and she said she had this since at a young age and she's kind of traumatized by it, blah blah blah. But then she comes out with some fake story about having gastro booked at this hospital, and it turns out to be false.
Yeah, and that hospital didn't even do it.
Yeah.
So that really, like, they were talking about how that just flipped the case on its head there and then.
Yeah.
And see now this is the thing, like, just the way we're going down that road of how did she spend 5 days before she got rid of the dehydrator, if she's extremely smart,
Yeah.
how did she not have a medical clinic in mind that does gastric stuff?
She made up as she went along. So at the time, this is what I believe. So at the time when she's been questioned by an amazing lawyer, you can't think of one on the spot like that will perform those
But
kind of surgeries.
that's not smart too, though. The point I'm getting at there is, shouldn't she have a story by now? Do you know? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're smart, if you're intelligent, you should have a story by now.
Yeah. I
You know, going
understand.
down the whole weight loss thing, going down the whole, I invited them over to discuss. So she said, this is what she says, right? I invited them over to discuss childcare. I was going to get this family, extended family of my ex, to look at childcare, right? And they were going to look at childcare for me because I was going to get weight loss surgery. And so I would need help. But I was too ashamed to discuss the weight loss surgery, so I told them that I had cancer instead. So this was the road that she went down. And I'm like, did she make that up on the spot? And if she did, that was quite interesting because that covered the cake and the vomiting. The only part she messed up on was the clinic. And if she made that up on the spot, that's pretty clever. But you should have thought about the clinic though.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that she didn't think that far ahead. Like, I don't know. I think she probably didn't think that she would be questioned about the cancer part. You know, the
Yeah.
cancer lies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or like maybe it just got too much. There's just
Yeah.
too much to like think about, because she made up some BS story about was it on day 4, day 5, where she was in the car with the son,
I think it was like day 2 or day 3. It was very close.
and then they were in the car, and then she was at a petrol. Oh, she had diarrhea.
Yeah.
She had to get out the car, and she was wearing white trousers, and she went into a petrol station because she was trying to find a bag, some plastic bag, to dispose of it or something. I don't know.
Well, what happened? The situation was, right, it was like day 2 or day 3. So that means that since the poisoning, since the meal, it's day 2 or day 3, right? So the victims now are in ICU, intensive care. Some are passing away and stuff. And she's taking her son on like a flying lesson, right? So it's going like flying. So they've got a 2-hour drive each way. And she's saying that, yeah, she did have some symptoms. She goes, I did have some symptoms, but mine were lesser because I vomited it all up, basically. And so she's saying that she had violent diarrhea, and that as she drove, she had to get out and just literally stop and have diarrhea like in some grass. And then she wiped herself up and put the tissues in a bag. This was a bit...
And in a handbag, apparently.
Yeah, she put the tissues in a bag, then in another bag, then in a handbag. And then she took them to the petrol station to like throw them away. I'm like, this is a lot of detail. And they were saying that it's just chance, I think, that she was wearing white pants, white trousers on the day. So that was a bit wild.
Yeah.
But the strange detail here was they had questioned the son
Yep.
about the journey.
And the son does not recall her getting out for diarrhea.
Yeah, doesn't recall it, doesn't mention it, nothing at all, didn't exist. And then the lawyers were like, we think he didn't mention it or didn't recall it because it never happened.
Yeah.
And then she was like, nope, I would not go with his testimony. I would go with mine. I remember it.
And about the mushrooms, so there were photos taken from a tablet which was shown in court, showing these yellowy dried mushrooms in a food dehydrator, like drying on a kitchen bench. Do you remember seeing them?
I kind of saw him like, yeah, just about.
So those pictures appear to have been taken on May the 4th, 2023, which is about 3 months before that fatal lunch.
So about 3 months prior, there was images of her
She
like
took pictures
dehydrating
of her
mushrooms.
wild mushrooms, yeah, dehydrating them,
Do you know what I found mad?
recording her drying them, yeah,
That's weird. That's crazy.
3 months before.
And we think those are the mushrooms, innit?
Yeah,
So 3 months before. So she was proper premeditating this.
because don't forget, like, her ex-husband and her children have like no recollection of her like having this interest of foraging mushrooms.
Yeah, being a forager.
And just, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
dehydrating mushrooms as a hobby.
And
like,
trying them randomly.
Yeah, there is none. Like she says she has an interest of picking wild mushrooms apparently.
Yeah.
But like none of her family, immediate family,
Have any recollection
Yeah.
or record of any kind of conversation or anything about him. What I found mad, I think you were talking about earlier, was how she tried to blame it on like the Asian food shops.
Yeah. Yeah, nice try. So she said that, so she said to one of the doctors, the GP, that she bought from Woolworths. I don't know if she was referring the mushrooms, but then she basically then later on says, no, I bought, where does it say? She said she meant the fresh mushrooms were from Woolworths and the dried mushrooms are from an Asian shop in Melbourne's southeast. That's what she's saying. So I'm guessing she means that she mixed in her beef Wellington recipe a mixture of dried and fresh mushrooms, okay? So then a worker from city of Monash, a worker called Troy, then visited 14 Asian grocers in the suburbs of Mount Waverley, Clayton and Oakley, and his investigation concluded that all dried mushrooms sold in the stores were imported.
Yeah, imported. It
Like I said to
basically,
you.
yeah, like you
Yeah.
were saying, which would suggest that these are not the death cap mushrooms. They're all imported.
Yeah, there were not these local death cap mushrooms,
Dangerous, yeah,
which
dangerous
are
mushrooms, yeah.
poisonous.
Wild, wild.
A part of me was like, are you really gonna say that is from an Asian shop? Like, I thought you were smarter than that.
And she was trying to palm it off
Like,
like
if it
that.
was poisonous, you think like it's not been recorded all these years that they've been selling these dried mushrooms at these supermarkets and no one's died and no reports and not been clamped down, and do you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
thought you were a bit smart on that,
But in a way that kind of is smart, that in a way that whole like trying to manipulate people's like political alliances, if you know what I mean. What I found to be mind-blowing as well was how she remote wiped her phone.
yeah,
That was wild.
yeah,
So her phone gets taken off her by the police, and she's like cool as a cucumber,
yeah,
goes home and remote wipes it. So it's like remote factory reset. Like that in itself.
that's what I mean. She shows like little glimpses of like
Genius.
smartness.
Yeah. Yeah, she does in
Bits of
places.
smartness here and there.
Yeah. She's got it in places for definite.
Yeah,
But at the same time though, that makes you look guilty though, doesn't it?
yeah,
Like that's the thing. I'm like, so aren't we're just seeing where this is making you look more and more guilty. So when you make these little attempts and these little grabs at like innocence, it's like, yeah, but wait a minute. I found this really strange in the documentary. I didn't understand this. Maybe in the comments you can help me, because this is really weird. They made the argument that basically the prosecution was all looking at her behaviour after the events, right? Because she went here, got rid of the dehydrator, she went over there, she deleted her phone. The things that she did. She went to the hospital, then got discharged. All this lot, right? And basically the prosecution hinged on those things that she did. But one guy mentions that all of that was panic. And panic is the behaviour of an innocent person. And I was like, no, I don't think that's right. I found that really strange. What a strange thing to say in the documentary. Because I think that panic isn't what somebody who's innocent does. If you're innocent, generally you're very calm and you're confident.
yeah,
You can be panicked
Yeah,
in
I
the
get
sense
you.
of like, injustice happens and you might incorrectly imprison me. I get that kind of panic, but that seems different to going and appearing to hide evidence.
yeah,
Even if the police are going to come to me and have me as the number one suspect, I would know, even though I've done some weird things, I can completely justify them. I could do loads of weird things and completely justify them with full confidence and not look nervous or anything. But I was like, this is... I
And
wouldn't
what
have panicked.
about the phone records? The phone records and
Oh, like the
her
geography.
visiting that website. What's that website called?
That like foraging one, basically.
Yeah.
Natural information or something.
iNature or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, so her phone records, it shows early in the trial, it indicated that her device connected with cell towers in Lock and Outram about 2 months before the lunch. And on that Nature website, which she has visited, it reported death cap mushrooms growing in those two areas
Yeah. And that was 2
mean-
months before.
2 months before. So she'd been on this website, she's seen that there are death cap mushrooms in those two areas.
Local areas.
Outram, Lock, and then her cell phone devices were
Appears
found
to show.
connected
Yeah.
in those two areas.
Yeah, appears to show that she went into
2
those
months
areas.
before.
So that's the thing, okay, so
Like,
that was 2 months before, right?
Coincidence. Like that man said, you can't, like, could she have been there? Yes, she
You
could
can't
have.
say for
but
a
then
fact.
you can't guarantee, you can't say for definite.
Yeah.
She was then, she was.
But then here's the thing for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 months before.
Mm.
But the images of her drying mushrooms was 3 months before.
Mm.
Do you get it? So I'm like, huh? I don't know if those were the mushrooms. They could have been. She could have done more than one lot of these mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's not something like I can see her doing every week, but
We don't know if she's
maybe-
stockpiling them. We don't know that.
Yeah, or maybe she's used it before for, how she apparently has attempted murdering her
Simon. Yeah.
previously. So
Let's talk
Maybe,
about
yeah,
that. Let's talk about that because Simon had multiple. So Simon, her ex, while he was with her, or maybe after they broke up, don't know exactly. I think more after they broke up. Really,
no, they were broken up.
they were broken up. But yeah, I don't know if it happened while they were together. I mean, I don't know. Why did they break up? Did they even
Don't
tell
think
us?
so. I don't know.
Anyway, so after they'd broken up, right, and we don't know about prior if it happened. After they'd broken up, they're still on good terms and stuff. So they're doing things like holidaying together and going camping and stuff together. And on one camping trip with her, she makes the food, and then he gets violently ill and goes to hospital. Spends about 20 days in the hospital. And 16 of those days, he was in a coma. 16 or 17.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is crazy. And they cut out parts of his intestine in there.
Yeah.
So this was like mad serious.
Bad one.
But the craziest thing for me is, after a while, he goes camping with her again.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I suppose you just wouldn't think it's somebody poisoning you.
I know, yeah. I know that's what it is.
You wouldn't think someone like as innocent as your ex-wife poisoning you.
I think
Like, especially when they seemed like they had a bit of a close relationship, even though they were divorced.
Yeah.
They had kids together. He is, their kid's dad. End of the day.
I think he had more examples as well of being poisoned by her, though,
Yeah.
because he said it happened to him on multiple occasions.
Yeah. That is the weird bit. Like, not putting it together. That, like, every time I eat with this woman or I eat her food, I'm ill.
Seriously
Like,
ill.
I would buy like the third time maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like second, third, definitely by the fourth time, I would be rejecting her food.
I mean, that's kind of what he did. I mean, this is the thing. There's the message put out there that he didn't go to the meal because it was too awkward. But it's kind of arguable that he didn't go to the meal because he was already suspicious of her. But surely
But you would warn your parents not to
you'd
go
warn your
to.
family. But apparently somebody did.
Oh,
Yeah, apparently, somewhere I saw something where, like, I don't know if it was Ian's family, but somebody was onto her for, like, dodgy food.
oh,
Yeah, there was, like, a whisper of it prior to this whole dinner thing. I think, check on that, but I think
don't
somebody...
know about that. But Simon went to. It was Simon, wasn't it? Afterwards, it was after the lunch that told his family
Yeah,
that he was suspicious of Erin poisoning
yeah.
the parents and himself in the past.
It is one of those probably where, like, the penny dropped after it was,
Yeah.
like, confirmed.
Yeah.
And then you realise, oh my God, that was me too.
But in terms of like his alleged food poisoning and stuff, his experiences, that was dropped, wasn't it? That case was dropped
Yeah.
because they didn't have enough evidence to
Yeah.
charge her for that.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I mean, his case in a way was kind of older as well. We're going back, and so yeah, so they couldn't. They dropped his case, and I think they dropped it because there was a chance that it could be like thrown out, and that could have made her look good. It could have made her look like this family is just after me. And the thing is, if that one was thrown out, it could affect this bigger case where
Yeah.
she has, like, killed people.
Yeah, I get you.
One thing that I found a bit mad, right? After the case was done, that prosecutor at the end, she addresses the jury and makes a great speech, and she talks about the deceptions. Yeah, she deceived this family into coming for a meal. She deceived them talking about cancer. Okay, all the deceptions. And then she comes at the end of it and says, and she has deceived you, the jury, into
Yeah.
believing her story. The thing for me is, I didn't know that lawyers could say that,
Yeah.
because that's not fact. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily fact at that point, because she isn't found guilty at that point. We're actually still at the argument stage. So you can't for a fact say that she's been lying here. Just so you guys know, jury, she for a fact
No, but she
has been lying.
But she has been lying. And she has been caught lying. She was lying that she had cancer. That's not true.
Okay.
you know?
Okay, I get you.
You're saying that you had diarrhea. No one's got... your son doesn't remember that. Going out for diarrhea. You said it was from Asian shop. No proof of that. They were all imported mushrooms, not even from this country. They're not these local poisonous ones. So she has been deceiving people.
Okay.
And it was a very powerful, it was a great speech. She did really well.
It was an amazing speech. I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. Okay. What if somehow, somewhere, right? Somehow, somewhere, by accident, maybe the man who comes and cleans her windows, right, came in and put dodgy mushrooms there, mixed them in. Just saying, I know it's mad.
Why has her phone got like a research? Why has she been doing research 2 months prior the lunch about having stage 4 cancers?
Because she had a chat with her neighbour.
Lymphomas and brain tumours.
She had a chat with her neighbour, and her neighbour's got cancer, and so she was just Googling it. Devil's advocate. Just saying. Just saying. Right. But that's the...
So why was she dehydrating mushrooms then? Just for a laugh?
They weren't her pictures, she just got sent them.
No, they were in her phone.
I know, but she just got sent them or something.
Yeah, no.
But
the thing is,
what I'm
there's
saying
just
is-
too much evidence. Like, she's just done too much planning.
Well-
when you've the reason and the fact that she tried to 3 or at least 3 times, tried to permanently erase, like factory reset her phone to the point where like you cannot even like recover anything back is wild. Like, what are you hiding? You know, and the tablets, and like, you
Well,
planned this lunch.
really,
And if you didn't plan to murder them, you definitely planned to severely injure them.
if she had actually put the mushrooms in there and it wasn't an accident, and the phone, she deleted the phone, yeah, let's go down the route. Let's say she panicked. Now there's absence of evidence. Absence of evidence doesn't prove anything. Just means that evidence isn't there. It does make her look dodgy. Basically, what I'm saying is, right, people will say that, yeah, this guy, he's actually a good guy. But then you'll say, for a fact, you'll come down and you'll say, yeah, but he was found guilty of blah, blah. So you wait till somebody's found guilty and then you use that as a fact. Yeah? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but he went through court and he was actually found guilty of it. That's my point. The point is, at this point in the case where the prosecution is saying that to the jury, I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if you can say that. Can you say this person has lied when... Have you got hard evidence? I know she looks dodgy, but have you got hard evidence to say that... I know the son doesn't remember the diarrhea, but can you say the diarrhea never happened for a fact? Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, but yeah, I mean, I suppose she can say it because she did say it, so it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, they always end it like that. They always say it's like, Yeah, it's just a powerful closing speech.
I just feel
but
like normally they end it more factual than how that one came across. And just in my opinion, I think that they do it more factually.
Well, we didn't get a very good representation of what went on in the court, in my opinion, from that documentary.
And
anyway.
the documentary was a bit off, yeah.
Yeah, not great. It didn't showcase a lot.
Yeah.
And
The documentary had holes in it.
But yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of that part where she talks to the media? After like days of coming home and just chilling, just going straight past them.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Oh, you saw that footage?
I remember watching that, yeah. And I
Oh.
remember thinking, oh my God, what on earth?
Well, you had a comment
Like-
about no tears.
Yeah. I remember thinking, oh, this is a weird one. Like this either is a very cunning plan. Like she looks a bit deceptive. Like I can't figure her out. You know, I don't know what I think of her. Like, you know, that image. Like she doesn't look like, she looks like someone who's smart, but is very good at playing dumb.
Oh, wow.
That
Okay.
like what's that phrase? You know, when people say, "Oh, like they're a
So-
rabbit pretending to be a fox or something."
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, that. Like she came across like that kind of image to me back then, and she still does now, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, or like I thought, okay, yeah, she either did plan this, or she really is innocent and like she doesn't know what's going on. And like, to be honest, I even think like throughout the whole of this Netflix 3-part series, I was thinking to myself, it would have been so much better, more creditable if she just said, I must have just like picked the wrong mushrooms. I'm really sorry. I've never picked them before. I never do this, and I don't know. I just thought they were edible.
Yeah.
And I've just made it, and I didn't know they were poisonous, and now I feel awful, and I've killed people, and I've panicked, and I don't know what to do, and I didn't mean to do it. And I'm really sorry, and I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I'll ever get over this, and I'm really apologetic. That would have been like better.
The only trouble
than
is
saying like lying all this about Woolworths and all this crap, and then saying like it was from the Chinese shop, and like that just made it worse.
it would have been better, but then she would have been dead too, though, wouldn't it?
What do you mean?
If she went down the road of, I just got the wrong mushrooms, well then why ain't it in your dish?
But she weren't going to eat it anyway.
Did she not eat it?
Well, I don't think she did, because if she did eat it, she would be like them.
That's what I mean. So it'd be like, so it would still be a case of like,
So she could have still not eaten it, and then still said, I didn't know they were poisonous. She's like, that's just a bit more like believable, I feel like, than saying, oh, I got it from Woolworths and a Chinese shop, an
here,
Asian
there,
shop,
everywhere.
and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, like one of these where I'm a forager and I got it from Woolworths and I got it from Chinese. So it's basically like proper spreading it everywhere.
Yeah.
So they've got to like investigate all over the place.
Yeah, just wasting
Find where it went
time.
wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like she should have done a bit more better planning.
What do you think of that like weird WhatsApp or online group she was part of?
I don't I didn't really have much to like. No, I don't really care about that. I didn't care less about that, to be honest. I don't think it weighed anything for me, because it's just her having a bit of, that's an outlet for her to vent.
Yeah.
And you can have bad days, good days, and I know she had like, you know, she must have had like nice time. She must have had a nice time with nice experience with her in-laws. Otherwise, she wouldn't be that close to him.
Yeah.
And they seemed like they gave her support. And if she finds the internet, you know, a safe place to vent about her ex and her ex's parents, then I think that's fair enough. Like, that's quite normal, I think. She doesn't look like she has a lot of friends. So if that's her go-to place to have a little rant about Simon or Simon's parents, I think that's normal. I don't think that should have been used against her. I don't think that's like venting on there doesn't mean anything, does it? It doesn't mean like, right, because she vented on there, that's it. She's really aggressive. She's definitely planned this murder. Like, it doesn't mean that, I could vent on people. People go on forums, people go on Instagram and social media these days and say wild stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything, does it?
One thing that was interesting that was mentioned about that group was the people in the group said that they thought that she had a catfish profile. We are catfish experts on this channel. Go and watch the Sweet Bobby series. Watch our Sweet Bobby series. We are catfish experts. So apparently she had a catfish profile, and what she would do is she would come into the group.
Yeah,
This is actually really funny. She'd come into the group.
Pretend to be like their enemy.
She'd come into the group. She would insult people in the group.
Yeah.
Then she would come back in as herself.
Yeah.
And console them.
Yeah.
To
get closer to them.
That is actually hilarious.
Which explains why she has so many devices.
That actually sounds like fun. Don't do it. That actually does sound
but
like
you'd
fun.
actually be surprised by how many people
do that kind of thing. Yeah.
Like that's a very common thing.
Yeah. There was a guy I heard of, and he used to go on like TikTok lives.
Yeah.
And he used to go on as like one accent, and with that one accent he would like insult people. He would then come on as a different accent and be their best friend.
Yeah, people have fun
and it would
doing
actually
that
work.
stuff.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's as common as like, like sometimes when you leave a comment on social media platform, YouTube or anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then you get someone replying.
Yeah.
Like, and then let's say you don't agree with that person.
Uh-huh.
Then another person comes like instantly backing up that person. Like, like they're either related or they've just got like a backup phone.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
that's
just, do you know what I mean? It's obvious.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That stuff like happens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a very interesting case, this one. What did you think of her reaction? Because she had no reaction to getting found guilty. She's just blank stare.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like a psychopath, or if that was just shock and it's normal.
Yeah.
So
it was, I don't know.
It was strange.
She had 3 life sentences.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
Yeah. And one other one for the attempted murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the people at the meal, these were Simon's parents, and then it was Simon's mum's sister and sister's husband, who was like the reverend guy from the church. And that's so strange to be like the only survivor.
From the fatal lunch.
Yeah, to be the only survivor, and the only other survivor from it is the actual murderer. That's really, really weird. Yeah, and I do find it interesting that Erin, of course, the main woman in this, I do find it a bit wild that she helped to fund the houses of her ex siblings and stuff. So that's something interesting as well. For me, when she came out and started speaking to the media, I was like, here's what I thought. When she came out of that car and spoke to the media, I could see that she had like genius level control of that situation.
Yeah.
Like, she was being asked questions, not the best questions, but she was being asked questions, and she only said what she wanted to say.
Yeah.
And I was like, that, in that situation, was perfectly handled.
Yeah.
Even though she walked around the car in a really weird way and then went to the boot or whatever she did, she still said exactly what she wanted to say. Nothing incriminating, just about the right stuff.
Yeah, the cameraman couldn't believe that she was actually talking.
Yeah,
Like, normally you would not be talking to the cameras. You'd be getting out of the car, get your stuff, and run into the house. You
Yeah,
don't say
yeah.
anything.
yeah.
And yeah, the crying with no tears thing. Like, I don't trust that. I don't believe that. Like, when I see that, I'm like, nope, stop the act.
There was something that at one point one of the guys who's talking on the documentary, he goes, normally this detail doesn't come out of the pre-trial, but on this one the detail came out. I forgot what the detail was, but the guy says that and he goes, yeah, normally blah 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 blah, we're talking and stuff, and this kind of detail doesn't come out, but this time it did. And I was like, but can you tell us why it came out this time? Or do you know what was different this time and why that information came out? Because normally it doesn't come out. But that was the thing with this documentary. There were definitely holes in it.
Yeah.
There were details that were just missed. There were parts where it disorientated you, you know. I think most people won't feel that way, but I think that the way we were just watching it just felt like it was just off in places.
Yeah, it was. It definitely
in a way
was.
over-edited.
Like, after watching that, I feel like watching somebody else's version
Yeah.
of this mushroom.
Do you know what
murder.
I think? I think that this case has been such a big case out there.
Yeah.
It's got so much media around it that I think that they struggled to make it different and to make
Yeah.
it good. And so they've overanalyzed it and made it weird.
And they've got, like, quite new footage
Yeah.
in this one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt like it was a bit all over the place.
Yeah, it
for
was.
me.
It was. There were lots of parts of it that just didn't seem to fit. They tried to, like, Netflixify it,
Yeah.
you know, because that's what Netflix does. They throw things back and forward and they reveal things as they go along. But it was just something about it was just not done right.
Yeah.
And that was all the way through. Like, there were parts where I was listening to somebody and I was thinking, and why am I listening to you? And what's the actual point you're making? And then it came to no point. I was like, okay, we can just disregard that part and we'll carry on.
We were like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this guy talking?
Yeah.
Who is he?
It happened a lot. We were like, I don't know. I don't know who this guy is.
Just some random guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Some random guy from the town.
yeah. They're just like irrelevant. And he's just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are more details in there that was like irrelevant that we could actually like bring up, I think, but they're just not coming to mind. Yeah, really strange case, you know, mushrooms
Yeah.
and that, you know, a lot of people who were poisoned. Do you think that she built up confidence when she was poisoning him?
Trial run.
Yeah, in fact, do you think there are others who she poisoned in between?
Who
Well, she never
knows?
really had many friends, did she?
Who knows? No.
Yeah.
Scary.
Very, very strange, very scary. And I mean, shouldn't ingredients like that be like cordoned off? You know, if
Well,
they find,
it's in the wild though.
I know it's in the wild, but if they know it's there, shouldn't it be cordoned off for like public safety? If it's found, like, okay, there's lots of them here. I don't know.
There probably is signs there.
But cordon it off though, innit? I don't know, maybe, you know what I mean? I feel like we don't have things like that here. Maybe we do. Maybe we have things out here that can do that, I suppose.
Probably do.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that, like, just for people's safety, like. Anyway,
But you can always get something poisonous if you wanted to.
yeah,
If your intention was to.
I know,
You know,
it
you
can always
buy
be.
anything these days.
Yeah, apple seeds. Do you remember that whole cyanide one? That whole cyanide, was it coffee and cyanide or something, that documentary? That was like the last poisoning case that I'm kind of like aware of, or was a big case. I still find it mad that she's getting coffee deals. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, so the woman who actually did the coffee and cyanide murder, when she was like freed or whatever,
Yeah.
as of recent, coffee companies have been getting in touch to
Oh
make
my
like coffee
God.
deals. Yeah.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
That's messed up.
And apparently one of her things was like it was kind of done to like to get fame or something, or to she liked the fame. That was one of the allegedly things. Anyway, different conversation.
Yeah, we're talking about the this
Coffee
case in
inside.
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand. Was it Thailand?
Was it Thailand?
Indonesia?
Malaysia?
I think it was Indonesia.
I think it was Malaysia.
Coffee and cyanide will bring you up anyway.
I think it was Malaysia.
Coffee and cyanide. I don't think it was
Anyway.
Malaysia.
Oh.
Anyway, different case. Subscribe. Right, I think that covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the story of Erin. I forgot her surname.
Patterson.
Erin Patterson. Story of Erin Patterson and the death cap mushrooms and the beef Wellington. Okay. Moral of the story: don't go to meals where there is beef Wellington being served.
No.
No?
No.
Do go to meals where there is that. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching and take it easy. We'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
See you later.